Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today I'm going to be discussing the LEGO Summer 2021 set delays in North America and how in the rest of the world the sets are releasing on June 1st. I found that this was an interesting topic that I wanted to discuss on the channel and just kind of talk about how it affects myself and how I think it's going to affect the community. I'm not really going to be explaining why I think this is happening. There was actually a really great video made by Penn Plays. If you don't know that channel, I'll be sure to link it down below. They made a fantastic video kind of giving some insight on possible reasons as to why this could be happening, so be sure to check out that video. It definitely helped inform me a little bit, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this from just more of a personal stance here. And I'm also in the video going to kind of be going over my sort of wish list backlog as well, because I felt it would be interesting now that we have all these new sets coming out to kind of talk about some of the older ones that I still have to pick up for my collection, because of course I feel that pressure a lot when new sets are coming out that I'm like, but I still haven't picked up like an entire wave of sets. I really feel that quite often, so I wanted to kind of just touch on some of those sets later in the video, but for now let's kind of discuss what's sort of happening. So usually the sets would be releasing on June 1st it seems, but they're going to be delayed till August 1st in North America, and that doesn't go for every single set. There's actually going to be some exceptions, and those are going to include the Harry Potter theme, which will still be releasing on June 1st. It's also going to include the Daily Bugle as well, which is really great, the architecture sets also, and then finally the brickhead sets as well. I do apologize if I missed any. I just kind of tried to scour through the LEGO website and try to find all of the sets that are releasing the soonest on June 1st. So if you're fans of any of those themes, then you should be able to get your sets as soon as possible on June 1st. But for any other themes, Ninjago, Marvel Infinity Saga stuff, all of those different types of themes, you are going to have to wait a little bit longer unless you want to import the sets. Of course, that's always an option, but you're going to pay a hefty price, and I could really only see people who are either hardcore fans of the themes, or if you're a content creator and you want to be able to pick up these sets to do reviews on them, then it makes perfect sense in that instance. And that's kind of why I want to discuss this, because I feel like personally I kind of come from a unique sort of space where I am a LEGO channel primarily, but I don't actually review LEGO sets. It's actually quite interesting. I honestly haven't really built a LEGO set in probably like 2 or 3 years, at least my own LEGO set, if I'm remembering correctly. I think the last one that I built was honestly probably like a Ninjago Cities, or not Ninjago City, a Ninjago movie set, I believe it was like the smaller $25 set. That might have been the last set that I actually built myself for my collection, so it's been quite a while. I tend to just put stuff into my backlog, so I'm coming for you, Brickatect, with your giant backlog. I think that mine might be able to slightly rival yours, because mainly though, the thing is mine can just kind of go in my closet so you don't see it as much. You get to see all of the various Funko Pops and everything in the background, which there are several of as well, and you can probably realize then why I'm not able to sort of build these sets, because I have nowhere to actually really display them. I have 2 D12 cabinets where I'm able to display my LEGO, but unfortunately it can't really fit too much in it, so it's mainly my older sets that I had from like prior to like 2017, I would say. So now I kind of have to just keep everything in the box, so it's unfortunate, but it also has some perks to it as well, is that I usually don't feel the pressure to have to buy these new sets immediately. I can kind of afford to sort of wait, because of course, I'm not going to be creating content on the actual reviews. I do the ranking videos, I do the news videos, just opinion-based videos in general, but the pictures seem to suffice enough for that as well, and I could also watch reviews as well from other content creators to get more of an insight if it's needed on an actual set, so I feel that it works pretty well for what I'm doing currently. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to do reviews. I'm definitely very interested in that, and also just the filmmaking sort of perspective behind it, or the camera work, editing, things like that I definitely would like to experiment more with. So I have considered sort of building the sets, breaking them down, and sort of doing something like that so that I can experiment with reviewing sets. So maybe in the future at some point, but for now it definitely sort of works in my favor that I don't need to rush out to get the new wave of Ninjago sets or anything of that sort, because I don't feel the pressure to. And also, I'm a bit of a cheapskate with that stuff. I like to get a good deal on all of my LEGO sets. I don't really like to pay full price for any LEGO sets unless it's like a a D2C set and I know that it's most likely not really going to go on sale, but even then I'd like to get like double VIP points or something of that sort. So I normally would not pay full price for a Lego set, so they're not really day one purchases for me. I still get excited to see other content creators get the sets and then watch their reviews, but for myself personally in my own collection, I don't really feel the need to pick them up immediately. But that's kind of what led me to sort of want to discuss this topic, not as much of an insight as to why it's happening, but just kind of how it's affecting people. And I'm sure with a lot of content creators who do the reviews, if you're not able to get the sets from, let's say, the Lego Ambassador Network, which of course it still affects the delays in that sort of way, but if you're not kind of able to keep up with the sets, then I'm sure it can become overwhelming with how many are releasing. So it's kind of nice to just take a step back and take things slower, and you'll kind of realize that as I go through my backlog wish list here of how slow I take it with picking up sets, because there are some old ones here that probably a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that set, yeah, that one came out like 2 or 3 years ago. So there's a few of those on this list here, but the first one that I'll kind of touch on here is the Iron Man Hall of Armor from Avengers Endgame, the original wave. So that just shows you how much longer ago it was, because now look, we're getting the Infinity Saga wave. So I've waited quite a while for this one. I believe this set might actually be retired, but I still see it on some websites, and I really do need to pick this one up because it has some great minifigures in it. Of course, some of the exclusive Iron Man suits from the set, so I definitely do want to get this one eventually. Then another one right here is the Castle of the Forsaken Emperor, of course, the Lego Ninjago Season 11 set, which Season 11 feels like absolute ages ago. That was like the first reaction series I did for Ninjago, so it feels like forever ago, but that is one of them. It has fantastic figures. Once again, you could probably tell I like sets a lot for the minifigures. The builds, of course, matter to me as well, but the minifigures, stuff like Akita, Ice Emperor within the set, there are some amazing ones in that, so definitely want to pick that up. Then we have the Land Bounty as well, which is another fantastic set, and this one bites so much because I actually will sometimes take screenshots if I see a good deal on a Lego set, but I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I think that maybe it'll go lower in price, or I just don't have the money at that point. And this happened with the Land Bounty, and I completely forgot about it, but I happened to see as I was organizing some files on my computer that I actually saw this set on Amazon.ca for $100. It was such a good deal, and that's in Canadian currency, of course, and it was a fantastic deal. It's normally like $160 set, so I was like, why did I not buy this? This would have been such a great deal. So definitely kicking myself for that one. Another set, and one that I'm very doubtful that I'll be able to get because the entire theme retired, but it's a hidden side set, the Newberry Haunted High School. This one definitely an amazing set, but one that unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to get, at least just regularly in a retail store, maybe buying it off Bricklink or something depending on the price of it, but it's one where I might have waited a little bit too long, I would say. And I'm trying to look at kind of older sets here. I don't want to talk about super recent ones, more so the ones that I've kind of either probably missed out on or very close to missing out on. And another one that I probably did miss out on is the Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock set, and that's like the smaller $25 set. And that one is a really great one because you get, I believe it's Spider-Woman within the set, at least a version of Spider-Woman, I believe, and then a Doc Ock as well, which isn't the same as the new one that we're getting, so I definitely really wanted that one. I actually don't mind the spider bike sort of build within that one. I think it's wacky enough that it's kind of cool and unique, but that one is definitely one that I want to get, but I don't see it too much in stores anymore, so I'm not too sure if I'll be able to, and I don't see it online either. And then another one is actually the Star Wars Advent Calendar, and that one is definitely well past due. I mean, I do not think I'll be able to get that one, but hey, here's to hoping. I mean, it has some great figures, especially the Christmas sweater minifigures. I want those ones so badly, so hopefully, maybe I'll come across it, maybe they'll get some extra stock, so who knows if that'll wind up happening, but you never know. Then we have the Empire Dragon from Lego Ninjago, of course, Season 12, Prime Empire, definitely one that I want to get my hands on. It's been on clearance quite a bit, but I haven't been able to go out to the actual stores, so hopefully I'll be able to get it at some point. And then just some other ones, I suppose, some more hidden side ones. The Mystery Castle is one that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on, but I did, if you saw my Bricks and Pieces whole video, I actually managed to get the main sort of antagonist figure from that set, so I was able to get that at least, so I don't feel as much of a need with that one. Then I also have JB Submarine as well, which is another one where it's like I would like to get it, but it won't hurt a ton if I'm not able to, but I would still like to add it to my collection, I would say. And then probably just the last one that I'll kind of touch on here is the Spinjitzu Burst Lloyd. I know it's a very random one, but I was actually able to get the pieces from the Cole and the Kai ones off of Bricks and Pieces, but the Lloyd was the only one that just didn't have the torso available, so I'm going to have to probably wind up just purchasing the actual set, which is going to seem super weird having only one out of the 3 of the actual full sets, but still, I do want to pick it up. I mean, it's not that pricey, so definitely one that I am interested in. And then I would say that's about all of the ones. Some of the more recent ones I won't really touch on because those are ones that I'm pretty confident will stay on shelves for quite a while, but those are the ones that primarily I am interested in picking up as soon as possible and definitely want to get around to. So you can probably tell I'm quite far behind with some of my collecting, but I definitely do want to pick those up so I can feel a little bit more confident going into this summer 2021 season, because knowing me, I'm sure I'll still have the same issue even though they're delayed till August 1st. I'll come around to that date and I'll still be like, I have purchased none of these sets. I've made no progress whatsoever. So hopefully I'm not in that spot, but who knows how it's going to go. Maybe I'll update you guys in some sort of video, not the same topic, but just something similar to this sort of discussion. But let me know your thoughts and opinions kind of on the delays here. Does it directly affect you, or are you more so just like, it doesn't really matter, I buy my sets on sale, I don't really need them day one? I kind of just have that sort of feeling with most of them, just not really being eager to or being able to really build them day one or anything. It just kind of doesn't make me feel like I have to rush out to pick up the sets. But definitely let me know all of your thoughts and opinions. I hope you did enjoy this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, also subscribe as well. It is highly appreciated, so thank you so much. I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.